Your lesson essential question is, how do we compare fractions using a number line? We talked about how we can separate number lines into pieces of a whole, just like we separate shapes into pieces of a whole. You know, on a number line, you start at the smallest number and you end at the greatest number. And those numbers in between don't always have to be whole numbers. They can be fractions. Talia has two different lengths of blue and red ribbon. Does she have more blue or more red ribbon? Look at the numerators and the denominators of each fraction. You can compare the fractions by reasoning about their size using benchmarks or models such as number lines. So we can draw a number line and have it represent the pieces of ribbon. So we're comparing 1/3 and 2/3. The farther the distance the fraction is from 0 on the number line, the greater the fraction. So if you look, we are separating, first of all, we're separating the number line into thirds because both ribbons are separated into thirds. So this number line is already separated into 1/3, 2/3, and 3/3, or 1 whole. Now, if you look at the number line, 2/3 is farther to the right than 1/3. 2/3 is closer to 1. 1/3 is closer to 0. So we know that 2/3 is greater than 1/3. So Talia has more blue ribbon than red ribbon. Let's try number 6 and number 8. We're comparing 1/4 and 3/4. Now, I already know that when I look at two fractions that have the same denominator, the one with the greater numerator is the greater fraction. But taking a look at my number line, it shows me that 1/4 is closer to 0. 3/4 is closer to 1 whole. So of course, 1/4 is less than 3/4. 3/4 is my greater fraction. Now what happens when my denominators are different? Well, you can draw two number lines. My first number here is 1/2. So this number line is separated into 1/2, 2/2, or 1 whole. My second one is 1/4. So it's separated into 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4, or 1 whole. So we're looking for 1/2 and 1/4. I can see that 1/2 is definitely the greater fraction.